there has been even more fallout on the Nico Iamaleava divorce with Tennessee. And the more that we learn, the worse it looks for Nico. And I wonder who comes out looking pretty good in this. And I got to tell you, starting quarterback at Texas. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If that is something that you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and you let me know. Would you rather have a quarterback who threatened to sit out a playoff game, according to my guy Josh Pate, among other players, right? Or a quarterback who could give a damn about what he's getting paid and is getting paid all the same? And I think I know your answer, but tell me in the comments below, because there have been a couple of things that we have learned just in the last 24 hours about how Nico Iamaleava came to feel like he could hold out and get twice as much as he was getting paid. And the more I look at this, the more I think Tennessee did right by this man. And somehow he got to a point where he felt entitled to even more. So to start, we get the news that there were players that were threatened to sit out the playoff game at Ohio State. Now, at the time, there were these rumors that there was a team in the playoffs, big old playoffs, that was thinking about sitting out because they wanted more money in name, image, and likeness. And I thought that was ridiculous at the time, because who wants to sit out playing in the tournament? Who wants to sit out playing for a chance to play for the national championship? It's as clear as it's ever going to be in the sport. You win the next 4 games, you win the national championship. We haven't been able to say that for years. Like it used to be we picked the national champion, and then all of a sudden we let computers pick the national champion. And then we got to a 4-team playoff where we could say, okay, if we pick one of you as the 4 teams, then you can win the national championship. And now we got to a place where we got 12 friggin' teams in the college football playoff, and one of them had a group of players that was threatening not to want to play for the one damn thing that we all want to win. Sounded stupid. Turned out wasn't. And we're getting to find out why some 4 months down the road, right? Now, Nico's name pops out here because it is a 5-star quarterback, but also he's the quarterback. He's the quarterback, right? Your quarterback threatening to sit out is ridiculous. You are the most pampered and looked after person in the entire organization. We look after the quarterback even more than we look after the damn head coach. But somehow, he didn't think he was worth all of that. No wonder the man went 14 of 31 for 104. You know what I'm saying? Like, his head wasn't there to begin with. And if your head isn't getting your money and you can't play ball, or you can't produce, we got a problem, especially if people already think you're being overpaid. And many at Tennessee did, but they were happy to do it because he gave them an opportunity, right? I also learned just here recently, man, the details of his contract are so lopsided for him that I'm really floored. Like, the Spire Sports Group did a really great job looking after this man. It's not just the $8 million that he's getting paid. They gave this man $350,000 up front, $350,000 as he's finishing his last year of high school. There are college football position coaches that don't make $350,000. You know what I mean? You got it as a signing bonus. You got it as an upfront payment. Yo, what? You know how many people can go to school on $350,000? You know how many people would love to be able to pay off their student loans for $350,000 and then some? Less? Even so, right? I'm looking around, I'm going, man, we got folks that are fretting about their loans coming out of forbearance. We got folks that are fretting about whether or not they're going to be able to pay the mortgage. We got folks fretting about their pensions going up in smoke. We got folks that are really, really feeling the pinch here of inflation, among other things, right? It's hard. It's always been hard to go out and make a living. So when you see these sorts of numbers and you see that they are being given to an 18-year-old, you got feelings about that. I understand that, right? I say you could go get what you're worth. He got what he thought he was worth, and then he overplayed his leverage. I'm still trying to find a way to rationalize the people in his life believing that this was a rational move. It's an irrational move, and it was obnoxious. It was obnoxious, even by SEC standards. And by the way, the SEC be obnoxious. I mean, Harvey Updike was poisoning trees, okay? This feels stupid on its face, and it didn't have to happen. The more I think about this, the more I'm going, this is greed, dog. That sucks. Because I want the kids to get paid. And I really do. I want the kids to get paid. I want them to get paid handsomely. I want them to get as much as they can. I want them to be able to put it away. I want them to be able to live comfortably for the rest of their lives. But this is threatening that. This is going to be a bad look for so many players because everybody's going to be guarding against this now. And I hope it comes to an end. But as I was talking to my guy, Pete Nakos, about this, I had asked this question, and he thought it was a good one, about how people must feel about Arch Manning now. Because he has kept about as low a profile as you possibly could be to be a starting quarterback at a major university, and your last name is Manning, and your uncles are Peyton and Eli. You know, your granddaddy is Archie, for whom you are named after. But this is a man that did not want to talk about name, image, and likeness. They paid him because that's the right thing to do. He did not really find interest in getting into EA Sports College Football 25 until they said, hey, it's going to be really difficult for us to justify not having this game. Can we come to some sort of agreement? And they did, right? So he's in the game. But he also has been willing to bide his time and wait. He was never a guy that was going at Steve Sarkisian going, I'm a better quarterback than Quinn Ewers, play me right now. Never threatened to enter the transfer portal. Had been very consistent about wanting to go to Texas, even as he was a small child. He took his visits. He went other places. He wanted to go to Texas. They made it happen. He is becoming the wet dream of quarterbacks in the name, image, and likeness era. He is a 5-star, number 1 rated player who has the humility and grace and confidence, frankly, to just want to play ball. The things that we say about Arch Manning are hardly pejorative. Like, the dude loses his student ID a couple of times, you know? That's it. But he can spin it. He can run. He's fun to watch. And remember, I root for Oklahoma. I got my master's from the University of Oklahoma. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is home. It ain't easy for me to be telling you that I really like the way that the quarterback at Texas is getting down, but I do, right? And I think when you are that level of talent, you don't need to negotiate for money. You don't. They want to pay you. They know that you are sought after. They know you are good. That's why you never need to have those negotiations out loud. And people that negotiate out in the street usually don't get what they want and usually sour their negotiations and have people on the other end of those negotiations feeling called out, because you see this in entertainment often. You see people going, hey, I'm worth this. Pay me this. Give me that. Why doesn't the public will be on my side? I don't know about that, dog. Keep it in-house. If anything, what you have learned from these negotiations is let's not let somebody's hot head get us in trouble, right? Let's continue to stay at the table, try to find something where we both agree, because a good compromise, both people feel like they gave up something, both people feel like they gained something. You never want one end or the other to feel as if they were taken advantage of. That's bad business, right? That's also not good for any long-term business you want to do. And that's the other thing that's really difficult to get across to an 18 or 19-year-old at this particular juncture is when you are going to a high-level program like Tennessee, you're also going to be tied to Tennessee for a very long time if you do this correctly. And that can pay you and pay you and pay you. And your association with the university is as important as their association with you. And Tennessee got to look at Nico Iamaleava and say, look, the power T is more important than you are. And I get to say that because it's more important than I am. And you look at the legacy of Tennessee football, just Tennessee football. Forget the other sport for just a second. I mean, they're great. I'm not saying they're not. But let's just stick with football for just a second. You were playing the position that Peyton Manning played at Tennessee. You're playing the position that T. Martin played at Tennessee. I mean, that's General Neyland Stadium over there, dog. Johnny Majors was a head coach at Tennessee, and he needed to win a national championship at Pitt before he could get that damn job. Now, Phil Fulmer, head coach at Tennessee. Lane Kiffin took advantage of the opportunity and overplayed his hand, and they ran him out on a rail. You got to know, folks love hard in college football. I know this because I love hard. 2 major breakups in my life. 2 women that I love dearly. Ain't worked out. That's more than half my life, right? I'm not good at dating. I don't date well. I work a lot. I try to take care of business, take care of my people. My family is very important to me, but I think that's kind of true for everyone. I try to keep myself in a spot where if there's someone that needs a hand that is close to me, I have 2 hands to lend it. Even now, right, as things have gotten, shall we say, frosty, I still love those people, And I want them to be okay. I want those women to be okay. I want everybody associated with them to be okay, because I love hard, right? I don't do the half in, half out thing. I don't believe in the polyamory or any of that. You get me, you get all of me, right? I do that at work. I do this with this channel. There are a lot of people that watch this show that understand that, because they've been here since the journey began. They pop in, they pop out. It's been 8 years in September, okay? We've come a long way, and we've had a lot of bumps along the way. But the family is the family, the community is the community, right? I think that's the thing that I try to get across to the players when they're playing, particularly at SEC school. You are playing on the pro football team there, guy. You are important. That place is important to them. Those season tickets have been handed down, and now those season tickets are being priced out. And you're taking a business approach to what should be a business and passion and family approach. You are working with family. Working with family means you're going to have to do it just a little bit differently. You're going to have to move slower. You're going to have to understand that any sort of break with that family is going to have to take its time. And you're going to have to be gracious about it. Neither one of those things was allowed to happen here. So how does family react when they feel they've been unfairly maligned? They go after you. They go after you. The people around them look around and go, nah, forget that dude. Let that dude go. Let that woman go. Block that person's number. And that's what Tennessee has done. It's one thing to say, we're going to let him walk. It's another thing to remove every image of you from the stadium. That is the equivalent of not just blocking her number. It's deleting it. It's deleting all the photos. It's not even that she died. It's that she never existed. Some of y'all understand this. Some of y'all got baby mamas, baby daddies. Y'all got to keep associations with, right? But they got your boy. They got your girl. So you have to talk with them. And in some ways, I envy that, right? I envy that for a player like Nico or myself, right, who don't have children by anybody. Because then you have to have that person in your life, but that feels predatory, so let's not lean too hard on that. Let's have some confidence to stand in ourselves. But it is important that you understand that's what it is here. And I think the only way that I saw this go for a program where it worked out was LSU and Nick Saban. When Nick Saban got put in the LSU Hall of Fame, and he said, I didn't think LSU would do that for me, because he left them to go to Miami, and then he went to Alabama, turned Alabama into the powerhouse that he had LSU being, but LSU could have been a dynasty had he been able to stay. But they let it go because, you know, he did all the right things. He went there to recruit. He said all the right things, and he was gracious and kind about it. You know, we make mistakes. I hope Nico gets to mend this at some point, but right now, if you can draw it up, you're drawing it up the way that Arch Manning is drawing it up, and certainly not the way Nico Iamaleava has.